So what is the perfect room temperature? Okay, I am living in India. India is very hot country, and definitely the ideal room temperature, the kind of like a something like the temperature that you are being really comfortable. Okay, so basically in India, almost like a 6 months are summer, and the rest of the months are like a winter and rain. Okay, yeah, but the 6 months is actually made for summer. Okay, it is that much hot. The average temperature here is almost like a 30-35 degrees Celsius. In the summer, it will get 40-45 degrees Celsius. Okay. Uh, no, average temperature is almost like a 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, and in the summer it will get 40 to 45 degrees Celsius. All right. Basically, is this thing the temperature count? That means like how much temperature do you need? This kind of like understanding is happen when you are using AC. Okay, if you have a kind of like a something is ceiling fan, you won't be able to know how much how much temperature it is. Okay, and probably these are kind of like a things. Now let me tell you one thing. This question is not only for the Indian. Okay, not for the Indian point of perspective, it's actually for US and Europe point of perspective. Like let me tell you one thing. Okay, so in the US and Europe, they have in their home they have thermostat. What's a thermostat? I am not really sure about the thermostat, but the things that I heard from the movies वगैरह वगैरह. So probably the thermostat means like that कि they have kind of like a something really heater on their basement. So the ideal temperature of US and Europe is always be a cold. Okay, like a temperature is almost like a below 20 or below 15 degrees Celsius. Okay, so it always be winter over there. So they need to be warm. So they have kind of like a something really a heater at the basement. So what does the heater do is that they have kind of like a supply the heat to the entire house. They have kind of like a something like connection to the entire house. Okay, so they have kind of like a something meter, they call it as a thermostat. So basically the outer temperature is almost like a 13 degrees Celsius, but the inner house temperature is almost like a 23 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, why? Because they have thermostat, and because of this thermostat they will create the ideal room temperature or ideal home temperature. Okay, so that's why this question is actually asked to the people who actually from the US and Europe. Okay, I'm living in India. Okay, probably the average temperature is almost like a 30-35 degrees Celsius. We don't really need a heater. Yeah, definitely not. We need kind of like a something little bit of cold, but yeah, we can't even afford that many cold. So probably that's why this kind of like a something like question is something really off to the Indians. Okay, because like most of people don't really know the temperature. Okay, because they haven't really seen the temperature, they don't really experience this thing. Let me tell you one thing. Okay, if I ask this question to my father, that they never really experience the temperature. Okay, like basically this thing, they have only measurement of temperature is that कि like अभी ठंडी हो रही है, अभी गर्मी है, अभी ठीक है. Okay, like basically ठंडी पड़ रही है मीन्स लाइक दैट. आई कुड डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन द ठंडी का मतलब होता है लेस देन 50 डिग्री सेल्सियस, गर्मी का मतलब होता है मोर देन 40 डिग्री सेल्सियस. एक काइंड ऑफ लाइक अ नॉमिनल टेम्परेचर इज काइंड ऑफ लाइक अ समथिंग 25 to 35 डिग्री सेल्सियस. ये होता है इज दैट थिंग. Like 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, these are the normal temperature. Why I say something like that? Because I have kind of like little bit of experience about how much temperature is it. Okay, I have this weather app, I have this, I could access the AC remote control. It has kind of like a something like temperature meter or temperature. These are things. Okay, so that I could distinguish that कि हाँ ये 24 डिग्री सेल्सियस है, ये 12 डिग्री सेल्सियस है, ये 13 डिग्री सेल्सियस है, ये 28 डिग्री सेल्सियस है. ओके, I kind of like a something experience this thing, so that's why I could say that. But if I ask this question to my father, they won't be able to give this answer properly because they haven't really experienced this thing. उन्हें पता ही नहीं कि लाइक 24 डिग्री सेल्सियस का मतलब कितना ठंडा है कितना गर्म होता है. नो, बिकॉज दे हैवंट रियली एक्सपीरियंस दैट थिंग. इट काइंड ऑफ लाइक समथिंग. If you wanted to judge some certain thing, you need a frame of reference. What's a frame of reference? A frame of reference that कि ये कितना ठंडा है ये कितना गर्म है. Means like that if I'm say 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस is a kind of like a something frame of reference. Means like that कि 25 डिग्री से ऊपर गया तो ये गर्म है, 25 डिग्री से कम हुआ तो ये ठंडा है. सो बेसिकली इफ़ आई हैव द फ्रेम ऑफ रेफरेंस देन आई वुड से दैट कि हाँ 13 डिग्री सेल्सियस दैट मीन्स ये ठंडा है और 35 डिग्री सेल्सियस दैट मीन्स ये गर्म है. ओके, आई नो 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस इज अ फ्रेम ऑफ रेफरेंस. My father didn't really know that because they haven't really experienced that thing. They haven't really experienced this weather app. They haven't really experienced this kind of like a AC remote and stuff like that. They just have only one thing, ceiling fan. That's it. Yeah. So basically, this thing, this question is not actually valid to the Indian point of perspective. हाँ, it actually valid for US and Europe point of perspective, but इंडिया में तो थोड़ा सा एक तरह से might be some people will give the answer, some people not. Probably they have kind of like a different thing. Whatever. Next question.